Hi guys, welcome back to this Main Road expedition. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have two games in the league. We're at home against Stockport Georgians, and we follow that with an away game against Foley Meir. As you can see by the league table at the bottom left, we're sat in 7th place at the moment. It's been an unremarkable start, but going ahead, it's not. We've got things to improve on, that is for sure. We managed a couple of draws in our first two games after that game against Ecclesall, of course, which we saw in yesterday's episode. Managed to get 3 wins on the bounce, but then we played Abbey Hay, who are currently unbeaten with 5 wins from 5. We conceded 3 penalties in that game, and we ended up losing by 5 goals to 1. So going into these games, it's a little bit of a reset after that game against Abbey Hay. That game against Hallam was a good result as well in the FA Vars. We've managed to get a good cup win there, and it earned us about 550 quid, which at this level is quite a good amount of money, and hopefully we can continue to do well in that tournament going forward. Going into these games, I'm not really too sure what to expect. Foley Meir are near the bottom of the league at the moment. Stockport Georgians are below us in the table as well. But it's just going to be a case of wait and see. And yeah, we'll just see what happens, really. We're going to change to a positive mentality. We've rejigged some of the tactics side of things. And we're not going to change the starting lineup too much today. Joe Collins is still injured slightly, so we are going to have him not start today, but he is going to be on the bench. And I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick the starting 11 straight up for myself at the moment, just to see where things are. It was suggesting we rotate a little bit more, but for the time being at least, I think we just need to find a team and stick with it just for a game or two. If it doesn't go too well today, obviously that's going to go completely out the window for the next game, but we'll see how we get on. We've changed the wingers to an attacking setup as well, and I'm hopeful that we can carry on in what's been reasonable form. I mean, let's be honest, we've lost one of our 6 competitive matches. Granted, it was a heavy defeat last time out, but I think we can certainly build on these results that we've had so far. We definitely want to see an improvement today. We did have the instruction of get stuck in originally as well. I've taken that off, obviously, after conceding 3 penalties in the last game. There's certainly scope for improvement there, so I've taken that off for the time being, and we'll see how we get on. Here is Raymond into Oliver. Now Anderson moves it over the top, and Hammond picks it up on this right-hand side. By the looks of it, he's been brought down here, and Joe Stanley, our left back, is coming forward to take the penalty. He's already converted 1 penalty this season. He isn't one of our main penalty takers, by the way. He just seems to have been allocated that role of taking penalties, and he has sent the keeper the wrong way. We have a 1-0 lead here, 5 minutes gone, and certainly signs to be positive early on here. A penalty to give us the lead. In terms of actual opportunities created, there's not been too much so far, but hopefully as the game goes on, we can push forward. As you can see, Abbey Hay are just above us there. They've got a goal difference of 15 at the moment, and they beat us 5-1, of course, so clearly they are scoring goals for fun in general. But obviously, we're still getting used to this team. We're changing tactics quite regularly at the minute, so we'll see how things go. Hannah's just put the ball in the net there. I think he was offside, to be honest, and he was. I've also changed 1 or 2 other tactics as well. We're going to be floating crosses into the box. Obviously, Robert Hannah, who we've got up front, he's 6'4". He's a big lad, and I think with floated crosses, he will be quite useful in the air for us. So hopefully, he can do the job there. And he's won a good header there and find Anderson, and now Hammond into the penalty area, and there is Hannah, and that is 2-0. That is a very well worked goal, and clearly having the wingers on a bit more of an attacking mentality does seem to be working. Lawrence with a well, he won the penalty and he's got the assist there for that goal for Hannah. And signs of improvement following that heavy defeat last time out. But I think, to be quite honest, with the way the season started, I think playoffs could be quite a realistic aim, to be honest. With the way things are with the squad as well, we're gradually working out who our best team is, but it is going to be a long road, but we'll see how things go. Here is Hammond looking for Hannah. It's just about cleared away. Here is Bromley now. That's a great strike from distance. It's only just over and wide. But we're definitely playing well here, and I think certainly gives us something to build on going into the game against Foley Meir, and they're currently 2-0 down against Sandbach. Sandbach United, Foley Meir at the moment, so they're not in great form either. Here is Bromley, whips it into the penalty area, and Hannah was at the far post, and he was on the edge of the 6-yard box. He should be hitting the target from there. He's one of our better players, of course, and he's a good striker, good winger as well. But I think overall we've been a bit unlucky not to be further ahead, to be honest. Looking at the match stats, but majority of possession, XG is looking very good in our favour. 12 shots, only the 3 on target though. And obviously, the issue there is obviously we haven't got a lot of good quality, so likelihood is when you get a shot on target, it may end up in a goal. So positive signs though, we're certainly looking a lot better going forward, and hopefully it will continue. Here is Koppel. Trying to move forward, Raymond with a good challenge, and here's Vela Madley into Samuel Smith. Looking over the top, Ruan was there. Simmons kind of cleared it. I'm not entirely sure what he was trying to do, but Ruan finds Kiala, who plays it in. Stanley manages to clear, and he finds Noble on this left-hand side. Here's Stanley again. Fiatado. He seems to have grown into the team a little bit, Fiatado. He's only 16, of course, the centre-back, but 6'2", he's quite a big lad. And so far, he's not been playing too badly. Here's Stanley. That's well worked into Noble down this left-hand side. Chance to play it into the penalty area. He finds Anderson on the edge of the box here. He's in space. It's a good strike, but it's only just over the crossbar. And unfortunately, he couldn't quite hit the target. But again, really positive signs. We're creating some very good opportunities at the moment. We are going to be making some substitutions shortly. Noble and Oliver struggling a little bit fitness-wise. And I think with this extra mentality, we are going to rotate a little bit as things go. We might give me assistant manager another chance, but he isn't the best. It has to be said, the staff situation is quite poor. We have got staff in, obviously, but they're not great quality, so having to rely on them isn't great. So we are going to have to make some very tough decisions as we go ahead off our own backs. Here comes Stanley down this left-hand side, tries to play it into Hannah, couldn't find him, and it's quite comfortably cleared. Samuel Smith here into Mulholland, now Perslow. Plays it back to Watkin. Knocks it over the top. It's a good ball, and the defence didn't react. So Mulholland's in behind, and that is a nice finish from Sam Mulholland. I think we should have done a little bit better defensively there, really. But this has happened before, where we've been comfortable, playing well, and then as the second half goes on, we just start to lose our way in the game a little bit. Conan Noble is going to come off. We're going to bring Joe Collins on that left-hand side. Sam Oliver's going to come off for Tom Ruffer as well. Fitness-wise, we're not looking too bad, to be fair. Midfield is certainly our weak point, I think, to be honest. But in terms of quality, but I think overall we can be quite pleased with the way things have gone today. In fact, you know what? I don't think I will bring Collins on, just because he's injured. We'll move Hannah back to that left wing position, and we'll get Aidan Fletcher on. Aidan Fletcher scored a 5.6, I think it was, in that game against Abbey Hay. He was absolutely shocking. Substitutions have been made. Bromley with the delivery into the penalty area. Anderson couldn't quite get onto it at the far post. He tries to play the pass in, and here is Astles trying to break away here for the Georgians. Now Mulholland. Watkin into Walcott. Now there. Plays it through again, and Astles is in behind, and he's hit the post, almost 2-2 there, and we need to wake up. Here's Anderson, finds Hammond, into Simmons again. See, the thing is, we've performed so well in that first half, we're going to just demand a little bit more from the team. Here's Bromley, plays it into the penalty area. Hammond's at the far post again, just over the crossbar, and we're paying for the fact that we're not getting our shots on target here. Stockport with the one effort on target, but they've grown in the second half. They didn't have hardly a shout in the first half, and they've created a lot more opportunities in the second half. And my word, a massive bundle about in the penalty area. Luckily for us, it's gone over. But we're hanging on here. Despite our domination over the course of the match, overall, we are hanging on for a result here. It's played into the penalty area. Ruffer clears. Kiala into Affleck. Now Vela Madley. over the top and edge. Really well done to him. Came out and claimed it very, very well. But we need to wake up a bit defensively. Fletcher doesn't win it. Velamadli wins it comfortably. Perslow looking for Astles again in behind. And he's at the crossbar this time. The Georgians are all over us here in this second half. And the match stats are a lot more even than they were. We've had 18 attempts but only 3 shots on target. It's not good enough going forward from our point of view. I'm just hoping we can hang on for a result here. To be quite honest, the Georgians have really come at us in this second half and we've really struggled to deal with it. But it looks like we're just about going to see the game out here. Full time is approaching. It's certainly been a tougher game than it looked like it was going to be in that first half. But we've managed to get the 3 points. Very important win. We weren't at our best by any means, I don't think. But overall, we can be pleased with the result. We've done the job that we needed to do. And after the 5-1 defeat in the last game, I think it is a very good result. We've managed to turn around very quickly from that defeat. So we're in a position now where, with that victory, we can try and build on it. And as we go into that game against Foley Meir, hopefully confidence will have increased a little bit more after that poor game last time out. But certainly can't complain. I think, yes, we let him back into it a little bit, but we sat in 5th place. And the important thing is we managed to get the 3 points. We're not as convincing as I'd like us to be at the moment. But the thing is, we're in a position where if players do well for us, we can try and keep them for next season. If they don't, everyone's on 1-year contracts. So they're basically playing for their futures constantly at the moment. We haven't got the facilities to be able to keep players for longer than a year, really. The players that are 16, obviously they turn professional when they're 17, so we've got them for a couple of years. But we'll have to wait and see how things go with a lot of the players, unfortunately. And then we can try and rebuild going forward. 6 days to go until the game away against Foley Meir. Fingers crossed we don't get any injuries or anything in terms of training or whatever. Feeling reasonably comfortable after that result. Hopefully we can continue going into the game against Foley Meir. And bear with me, and we'll be back shortly. Okay then, here we go for the away game against Foley Meir. We've got no fresh injury concerns. Collins is only fit enough for a 45-minute spell, but we'll see how things develop from there. We have got tough games coming up against Cheadletown and Stockport Town. We're not going to be showing those ones off camera. We'll go through it as after this game is done. We are going to rotate a little bit. We're going to get Bedford, Davis, McNabb and Ruffer into the starting lineup today. I feel like we've just changed something that I didn't want to change. Just bear with me. That was it, wasn't it? Okay. So Davis is going to get a debut in goal. He's not the best, it has to be said, but I think we need to give him a chance. He is only 5'11" though, so again, I'll see how things go. McNabb is going to start left back today for Hurtado. He's going to remain in the starting lineup with Bedford and Simmons. Ruffer, Bromley and Anderson the midfield 3 with Noble, Hammond and Hannah as our front 3. So Stanley has dropped down to the bench today as well as goalkeeper Eric Edge. Collins, Fletcher and Oliver are on the bench as well. I think, to be quite honest, looking at that bench, I think we just need to make 1 or 2 little adjustments to that, I'll be honest. I think we need Harrison on there, to be fair. Yeah, we'll bring Harrison in onto the bench, I think. A number of the players are showing as ineligible, by the way, because they're playing for the reserves, just to get a bit of match fitness, to be honest. So it's just one of them. We just need to keep tabs on it and make sure everyone is ready to come into the side as things go. But for the game again here, away at Foley Meir, I am hopeful, but we have got to try. we just need to build some momentum. I mean, Foley Meir have lost their last 4 games, and they haven't really looked like doing a lot at the same time. But we know how we are defensively. We're a little bit wayward at times, so we've got some work to do. It has to be said. Jones here with a throw for Foley Meir into Aubrey, looking to move forward. He swings it in. He's hit the crossbar early on there, and McNabb is able to clear, but only as far as Butters. Now Madison plays it forward, looking for Till, and Simmons could have just let that run out of play, to be honest, but he decided to clear it. So early stages, not an awful lot showing. I mean, even in general, match stats aren't looking particularly exciting from either side. Furtado doing really well to win that one. Here is Simmons. Very poor pass from him, and Till picks it up. Simmons does well to win it back, but again, can't find the pass and given away quite cheaply. Here is Cook into Armson. Looking over the top for Dakers Cogley, and Simmons goes in on him, and I could see that happening from a mile away. We've conceded a penalty. We're in better form than they are, and you'd think we should hold a bit of a bit of an advantage. But Dakers Cogley with the goal from the penalty spot. Something I have noticed at these lower leagues, a lot of penalties. So we're a goal down. We're not playing well at all, really. We're just going to demand more from the team straight away because we've not even looked like scoring a goal at the minute. Jones into Dakers Cogley. Back into Jones again. Ruffer manages to clear. Hammond tries to pick up on it and can't. Forward to Armson. Again looking over the top. Bedford does well to clear with Ruffer. Here's Furtado. Looking over the top and long to Hannah, who did well to win it, but he didn't have the support there. And now Farmer. Back to Butters. I can't believe how poor we've been so far today. We're not in this game at all. Foley Meir completely dominating proceedings. Ruffer almost won possession there. I thought there was going to be a big foul given there, but Anderson's managed to win it back for us. That's a good pass from him. Now Noble on this left-hand side has got support. Decided to strike it, and what a goal from Conan Noble. In off the underside of the crossbar. We've not looked at it at all, but that is an unbelievable strike from the winger. The 16-year-old received the pass from Anderson in midfield. And what a thunderous strike. The keeper didn't even move. Underside of the crossbar, into the back of the net. We have our equaliser. And hopefully that will just turn the tide a little bit. And we can start putting the pressure on a bit more here. But it was a brilliant, brilliant finish for sure. Still currently sat in 5th place given how other results are going at the minute. Stockport Town still at 0-0. They're currently top of the league. Of course, Abbey Hay winning by a goal to 0. And Cheadle Town are 3-0 up in their game at the moment. So, in terms of the top teams, I don't think we're going to catch them. They're very, very good in this league, and it's going to be difficult to catch them. But all we can try and do is be the best of the rest and try and make them playoffs. And I think it is a realistic target at the moment. But we have to convert our chances and we have to continue to perform well. And at the moment, we're not doing that. But saying that, we've created a lot more chances so far than the opposition. Despite their good start, we have taken the game to them, but we've not really looked like getting ahead in the game so far. We are going to make a couple of changes, I think. Robert Han has not really done a lot today. We're going to bring Aidan Fletcher on for him. I mean, Lawrence Hammond could go up front, I suppose, as well. We have got Joe Collins on the bench. He's probably the best player at the club, but he's not had too much of an opportunity to play recently. Bromley's had a poor game. We're going to take him off for Simon Harrison. And we'll leave the third substitution for now. But we have got 1 or 2 positional options that we can try and push through. We're just going to demand a little bit more again. Currently sat at 1-1. At least we're not losing the game, which is something. But I think any result that's not a defeat is positive at this level, and we've got to bear that in mind. Despite the fact that I think we've got a good squad in comparison to a lot of the teams in this league, you still have to put the performances in. Here is Bedford into Anderson. Switches it out wide to Lawrence Hammond. It's poor control. Free finds Jones, who clears forward. Ruffer wins the header. Anderson trying to get hold of it. And we're just struggling to keep a hold of the ball here, which is a bit of a concern. Jones making the run. Madison's pass intercepted well by Fiatado. Noble with a brilliant switch of play there, and Lawrence Hammond could be in here with a decent run forward. It's a great delivery. Fletcher is there in the centre, and it's Aidan Fletcher's third goal of the season. It was quite a well-worked move in the end. Noble switching the play to Hammond, floated the cross in, and Fletcher himself, he's not the biggest of our strikers, but he is still 6'2", and he did really well. He won the header, and about 7-8 yards out, he hit the target. That's all we needed him to do, and we have a lead here. We've managed to turn the game around from 1-0 down, and it'll be the first game that we win potentially from being behind, so that's another big positive to take from this game if it stays as it is. One or two players struggling for fitness at the minute. We have got the option of another change, but I don't want to change too much at the minute. We're playing very, very well all of a sudden. In terms of like shots on target and things like that, we're looking good at the moment. We just need to stay tight a little bit defensively here. Here's Lodge, good interception by Ruffer, plays it over the top, and Lawrence Hammond could be in, and there is the third goal. It was a brilliant interception, brilliant pass over the top, and Lawrence Hammond doing the damage on that right hand side. Good finish. And 2 wins from 2 in this episode here. Really positive signs. Ruffer, brilliant ball over the top. Armstrong couldn't quite get a touch onto it. If he'd have got a touch on it, it would have been cleared for sure. But Hammond stole in, managed to slide it in past the goalkeeper. And the comeback is complete, and we've got another 3 points on the board. Really good stuff from our point of view, and we move forward onto the next games. Lovely, lovely stuff. Certainly a positive start, that is for sure. We worked really hard in the summer to get a squad together, and the, as time's going on, you can just gradually see things just starting to connect a little bit. We're certainly quite strong out wide. I think with Hammond, Noble, Joe Collins, obviously he's had his injury, but he's not had too much of a look in because of Hammond's form, and Noble's been playing on that left-hand side, like I was saying. Wingers, I think, are certainly our stronghold at the moment. And we are sat in 5th place. Goal difference isn't looking great. As you can see, the teams above us are dominating matters. Cheadle 20 goal difference, Stockport Town 18, Abbey Hay 17, Cheadle Heath on 10. Everyone else is there or thereabouts similar at the moment. So Davis, decent debut for him as well. Yes, he conceded early, but other than that, not too much to be concerned about with him. So good debut for the young goalkeeper. And I think looking at the way things are shaping up, we've got a tough run to make the playoffs, given the 4 teams that are ahead of us being in such good form. I think, and they're scoring plenty of goals as well, I might add, as I was saying. I think with that in mind, there's one playoff place to play for. So we're going to have to be on point if we want to make it into that top 5 for the playoffs. But 2 wins from 2 today is certainly a step in the right direction. And good form from a couple of the younger players. Good debut for the young keeper as well. We're not looking good clean sheet wise. We did keep a couple in the middle of that August schedule with Sandbach United and Abbey Hulton. But with games to come against Cheadle Town, Stockport Town and Cheadle Heath, 3 of the 4 teams that are ahead of us, and the one team that we did play ahead of us absolutely battered us. So certainly a lot of work to do. We've got an FA Vars game coming up against Stonehouse Town. I don't know what league they're in or anything like that. I'm hoping we should be able to win it comfortably, but I'm not sure. But I think what we'll do, we'll get through probably 6 games here. We'll come back for Alsager Town. They are sat bottom of the league, but we then have a First Division Cup second round tie, which I don't know what the financial side of it is for these cups, but I think that could be quite a big game for us. So we'll do Alsager Town away next up with that First Division Cup game, and in the meantime, hopefully we can get some good results against these teams above us, and if not, hopefully we can get a good result against Ellesmere and Brockton, and a good result in the cup ties. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will signing away.